Oh, yeah.
All right. This is Coffee Time, Best Friend Time with your hosts, Ashley and
Yeah.
Jackie.
Welcome.
Ashley and I have been besties for 23 years, and we decided to start a podcast with our thoughts on topics and discussions that we have um, about life in general.
Yes.
You're good. So before we get started on our topic of A-kon in Dallas, which is an anime convention that's held yearly in DFW, we're going to introduce ourselves a little bit. Ashley, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Ash. Like Jackie said, we've known each other for 23 years, so we are up in age, still young, but not 20-year-olds. Um, I guess some of my interests definitely would be anime. Kind of grew up on anime and video games. So I definitely try to stay in those different cultures when I have free time. We both work a lot, but some typical adult things. But yeah, just we want to share our thoughts on different things on what's missing in the different industries and what we enjoy about the different things we enjoy.
Yeah, and also about life and everything. Um, I am Jackie, and much like Ashley or Ash, I enjoy video games, anime, and all of the nerdy things. So definitely love doing all of those things. I have all of the game systems. I am married, and my husband is also a nerd, so we're definitely super nerdy. We have 3 dogs, so you may hear from them or see a tail or two running by if you are on watching us on YouTube. But if you're listening, you may just hear them running around.
I have 2 cats. So yes, they will definitely make appearances every once in a while.
I know, I'm surprised they aren't like on your keyboard already or like on your desk.
Butter's by the window right now
Oh, okay.
next to me, so she's quiet.
Yeah.
Bruno, not so much.
Okay. Yeah. Right now, Eva and Apollo are laying down just right over there, so we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts or if they get up. All right. So we went to A-kon last weekend and we did dress up. So I was Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service and I felt super cute with my big bow. And Ashley was our Hokage.
Yeah. Yeah, I was Lady Tsunade, the fifth Hokage in the Leaf Village. So yeah, it was fun being her.
Yeah.
I had to take off my little heels halfway. Well, I would say towards the end of the night or the day.
Yeah,
I did
no, I
pretty
think
good.
you wore them. Yeah, you wore them for a while before you switched to your flats.
Mhm.
So also very good idea bringing the flats. I did have flats, because Kiki has flats, but I guess they were a little tight, so I ended up getting some blisters on my toes. But
Oh,
I know, and they were new shoes anyway, so didn't have time to really break them in before we were walking around. And then, we walked around, bought some things, geeked out, and so yes, my husband was supposed to go as I guess the Tombo from Kiki's Delivery Service. Unfortunately, the outfit made him look like Where's Waldo? As someone pointed out, and so he did not want to wear that. So he ended up not being Tombo from Kiki's Delivery Service with me. But
Mhm.
he was still very supportive, very fun, and very yeah, it was a good time. This was Ashley's first convention, right?
To dress up as. I think we
Okay.
went to I
Oh,
think it
we
was
did. We go to
Anime Fest in
Niche
Ireland.
Fest. Was it Niche
Oh, that's
Fest?
what it was
Yeah.
called. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a smaller one. That's right. So we went to a smaller convention
And this
before.
one was already kind of small.
Yeah, and well, yeah. So that one was even smaller. Yeah, the Niche Fest was even smaller. A-kon was bigger, but still not like huge. Because I have been to MegaCon in Orlando, and that one is huge. Like you do need all of the days to walk around the show floor and the artist alley and all of that. So definitely do want to make a trip over there at some point. So we'll see how that goes. But what were your thoughts on this? Like, so it was both of our first times really dressing up. Because I don't think I had dressed up before, or if I did, it wasn't like a big thing, I guess. Um, and this time, I was, I guess, a more recognizable character, so which was very fun. Got a lot of compliments. Everyone said I was cute, so I felt very cute. And of course, you looked amazing as our Hokage.
Thank you.
But how did you like it? People were asking for pictures and everything. So, how was all of that
Yeah.
for you?
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I think got asked for like 2 or 3 pictures, so that
Hmm.
was cool. Um, it was like other people that were like dressed as like Naruto characters and stuff
Hmm.
like that, so that was cool. Um, and saw a few other people that were dressed as Lady Tsunade too, so that was cool. I don't think when we went to the other one, I saw anyone that was dressed as her, but there were a lot
No.
less people that were
Hmm.
dressed up. This one, it seemed like, I don't know, like at least half of the people were dressed up. So that was really cool. Um, let's see, what else about being dressed up? I think it overall was a good experience, you know?
Hmm.
I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you?
I had a great time. Like I said, I felt cute and I was like, Kiki and people were, being like, oh, hey Kiki and talking to me about the character and everything. And they also, I also got asked for some pictures. There wasn't anything really weird that happened because I know there was another Kiki that I saw and she had a sign that said consent is important, I believe, or something like that. Like cosplay
Oh,
is not consent, I think it is. Because I guess, if people
mhm.
like get a little handsy or something maybe during a picture or something like that. um but I mean,
I know I
we had.
saw some. I thought it was like a maybe more middle aged, maybe pushing late 40s lady that was saying that like um all cosplayers matter, like as an age or something. I
Yeah.
think she said something about age too. So was that?
Oh. No, this was like a younger person. She was also dressed as a Kiki. So like me,
Hmm.
it was real quick. I don't know if you saw her. We were walking by. She was getting a picture taken. And I just so happened to see the sign. Because, and I was walking by and I was like, oh, acknowledging the other Kikis in the area. So, you know,
There were quite a few of them.
there were. I was surprised. I guess I shouldn't be. She's a very popular character. But yeah, or it's a very popular movie, and I mean, all the Miyazaki films, the Studio Ghibli, like very popular, so not surprising. And it's not like and it's also not a cosplay that I would say that would take like too long to put together. Um, Not saying that, it's any less of a cosplay, just saying like, some people don't have time to put on the more elaborate cosplays, so
Yeah.
which we did see some like with swords and things like that. So yeah, so unfortunately, like Ash was saying, we work so a lot and stuff, so there's not a lot of time to try and do more elaborate cosplays. Hopefully in the future we can though. Um, but yeah, so yeah, it was just a Kiki, you know, she had said, or she just had a sign, and I think it was just cosplay is not consent. Um, yeah, but other than that, I guess there was this kind of weird dude that came up to me and just like, Kiki, you grew up, and then he was talking to me about the witches from Hocus Pocus. Yeah, because you know Kiki's a witch, so I guess you know he was just trying to make a joke or whatever.
That's
Um,
funny. I didn't even see
yeah.
that at all.
Yeah, no, it was when me and Desi were like at one of the booths. You guys had gone
Hmm.
somewhere and I was we were like gonna buy something and I think you guys had like gone over to the other side.
Hmm.
So we were just buying something waiting and you know the guy was like, "Oh, Kiki," you know, and then he was talking to me about like the witches. And Des was like, "Oh, did you know that guy?" And I was like, "No." He just came up to me because of the cosplay. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you guys were talking like you guys knew each other." I was like, "No, I've never seen that man in my life."
You are super friendly. That's probably why he didn't even notice that you didn't know him.
I'm good at, you know, making conversation sometimes.
Definitely.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, so it was a smaller convention. They did have a video game area and like tabletop, and that was really cool. They actually had like a lot of games and stuff up there. I was honestly surprised with the amount of like consoles and board games, and they did like
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering, and they like rented out a big space for that. Like, and there was still even like even more because then they had like the actual like arcade games on the other side where like with the DDR and the um like the first person shooters and all of that. So that was really cool that they had such a big area for that because I think even in MegaCon the actual like console area wasn't that big. It was a smaller room when
Hmm.
we went. So but it was really fun seeing like all of the other characters too, and yeah, like you said, a lot more people were like dressed up and it was fun seeing all of like the different characters and um you know some you knew. I
Yeah.
remember at the Niche Fest it was around when Squid Games had just come out, so like there was a lot of like I feel like a lot of Squid Games characters. But here I think I only saw maybe one, maybe
Yeah.
two. But yeah, so that I guess, you know, because Squid Games didn't come out now, it's a little less um prevalent. Um
Yeah. This time around, it was mostly Demon Slayer, like
yes.
Nezuko and
Yes.
everybody else. Those were like all the characters that everyone was trying to be this time around.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, so it was definitely a lot of Demon Slayer. I loved the Demon Slayer family they had like the little baby Nezuko's running around. That was
Yeah, that
so
was
cute.
cute. Oh, that reminds me of one of the things I didn't like. So in the beginning, we had to be outside for a
Mm,
long time, maybe about 30 minutes at least of
yeah.
waiting in a line to get in. And like
Yeah.
it just went like
Sort of like
a Z
snake. Yeah.
zigzag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
zigzag. Yeah, yeah.
So it was
Yeah, it
long
was
and it was
very
hot.
wonky. It
I think
was.
that's what made it more annoying. Like
Yes.
I had, the little pullover part. I was like,
Mm.
I have to take that off. And I was fanning myself with the bag. It just was like, ooh. So that's I would say, and then like we had to walk quite a bit to from
Mhm.
the parking to the hotel where it was located. So
Yeah.
those are like the only two cons of the con for me. Other than that, it was really good. And I guess it being smaller than I thought it was going to be. But other than that, it was really good.
Yeah. It was definitely very hot that day. And yeah, just very that was not fun. And then they did have and then the food trucks were out there. They were like, "Hey, you guys want some drinks?" Some like, so they were making their money. But yeah, so and we already had like our passes. It seemed like the people that didn't have passes were going to go inside to go buy the passes. I don't know how long of a wait that would be, but it seemed like they would have had to go inside somewhere and then go in the
The,
con. Yeah.
yeah, that part wasn't as long. The
Mm.
getting the because because like even when I picked mines up from
Hmm.
inside the first day on Friday,
Hmm.
it was really quick of going in. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
the figuring out where it was that took a
Right.
while. But
Okay.
then once I did, it only took like 5 minutes to get
Mhm.
the badge, and then but you'd still have to go out of the convention and
And
then
then
come back
wait
and get in the
and
line like we were. So
okay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
so that's one other good thing they had. They've had a good system because there, I think when I went in there, there was like at least 8 people that were able to check you out
Oh,
for
that's
your
good.
badge, and they
Yeah.
printed there. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, but basically just to get in, they had to do like a bag check and make sure that you had your badge and you were able to get in. But yes, staying outside for any length of time when it's really hot is no fun. So, and then yeah, the parking. I mean, I know for MegaCon, I feel like the parking is even further. At times, like depending on where you park and like walking through, because depending on what part of, I guess, the convention center they have it in, you could be walking a little bit. So I thought that the parking was actually close.
I think I'm gonna get valet parking when we go to MegaCon.
But yeah, so other than that though, I mean, other than it being kind of a smaller one, it was still really cool. I was excited because I found a Knights of the Old Republic, like the original Knights of the Old Republic artwork, which I like really don't see. And that was mine and Ashley's game. Like we were all about that game. Um,
1 and 2.
yep. And then they are hopefully going to be remaking the first one, which I would definitely love. Of course, I hear it is in trouble, development trouble. Yeah, so I guess whatever they had, they're going to have to remake the whole thing, remake the remake of what they were doing, which would be very sad because I that game is just really great, and I would love to see a more modernized version of it. Just same story, same everything.
That's a game I
Just
wouldn't mind playing the whole thing over again.
yeah.
Um, like a remake is
Hmm.
acceptable.
Yeah.
Because I recently just got back into all the Pokemon games, and
That's right.
it it does remind me why I stopped playing. Looking back
Mhm.
at like, okay, what games did I miss out on? Like them redoing the same thing. Like I guess even with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu is
Yeah.
in. You start off in Pallet Town again, right? Like,
Yeah, so it's Gen 1 remake basically, and yeah, you can only get the whole 151 original Pokemon in that game. And that is it. You can get the Alola forms, which is the Sun and Moon forms, because they were doing like regional variants of Pokemon. Like you can get the Ice and Fairy Vulpix, and things like that. But yeah, other than that, it is just a remake of the original. But I will say it is very cute, very cute. And, of course, you can have Pokemon follow you. You have your Eevee or your Pikachu with you hanging out. And so, which is all things that I love about Pokemon when they put it in a game. Unfortunately, it seems like they always backtrack on it. They give it to you and then they're like, you don't need it for this next one. It's like, but I would
yeah.
like it.
Because wasn't that like was it Crystal where your Pokemon could follow behind you?
No, so I know they did it. It was actually Heart Gold, Soul Silver they started doing that. Like, or yeah,
I
in the
didn't know
remake.
it.
You played Soul Silver because you bought it and then you talked to me about it because I had stopped playing for a little bit and then I got into it. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yes.
So what? How I forget because where that was because I think after
It's
Crystal, then they
Johto,
did like
Johto. It was the second generation. So it was still like Crystal. So
okay.
it was Crystal remake basically, the Soul Silver.
Hmm.
Because in Crystal they didn't let you because it was like only a few games. I know in Pokemon Yellow you could have Pikachu follow you and that was it. And then let me see. In Pearl, maybe it was because I know in Shining, like the new remake, Shining Pearl and
Brilliant Diamond
Brilliant
or
Diamond. Yeah, Brilliant
yeah.
Diamond and Shining Pearl. You can have your Pokemon follow you after a certain point, or yeah, it's not immediate. And then then the Let's Go series. I feel like there should be more, but I am drawing a blank. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, so with those ones, you can let your Pokemon follow you. And I mean, it's just sad because it's like that's all I want. I just want my little buddy to follow me around. Like, oh, I think okay, in the newest one actually, you sort of can. You can have them go out and like run around and stuff. So I think in Violet and Scarlet and Violet. I was gonna say Violet and Purple. Those are the same colors. Scarlet and Violet, yeah. You can have like your Pokemon go out and like they can actually fight Pokemon without you actually going into the battle, which is interesting. Which I have not gotten those games yet, but we'll see if I want them or not.
Yeah, I heard they were super glitchy. Like I watched a video where like one of the characters, I think was trying to get on a bike or something, and they went like really huge.
Yes, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
It looks so awkward.
Yeah, they have a lot of different glitches in that one, and I don't even think all of them have gotten fixed. So hopefully they get those fixed and we figure that out. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about on this, our first episode?
Um, no, not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and call it from there now and then just but please keep listening to our future episodes where we talk more about nerdy things, video games, life, relationships, and yeah, things like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ashley.